Yes, welcome to another crafting stream where I again have forgotten to set up the camera. Because I just don't, I guess. Turn those two off, that up to here, go. There you go. So, last time I finished up the cat ears and started off on the hammer, which is here. Now, of course, this thing looks like it would be pretty hazardous to hit people with, but I mean, it is squishy, as well as pretty durable. So yeah, I'm going to be going through it again, checking for bits that I missed and little bits that I messed up. But also, this is a fun build, so I'm not going to be going 100% on making it look perfect. There's no point dealing with spider webs yet, because we're not done. So on this, it is pretty much done, apart from here, where you can see along the bottom, I've got all these gaps. All of those are getting filled up. I'm just going to cut little triangles to go in to finish off the shape, and then that's it. So it's not that complicated, not going to take that long. Then the next process is going to be the painting. So yeah, I got these strips left over from before, so I'm just going to reuse as much of that as possible. Just, you know, I can at least try to reduce some of the waste here. Now the glue gun has been warming up enough. So what I'm just going to do is line them up like this and just cut. Just like that. And we've got one little bit. And it's just going to be that over and over. Again, doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to basically look like it's one piece. And of course this is hidden on the bottom, so I mean, like when you're looking at it, you're never going to see it anyway. It's only if I hold it like that it'll ever show up. Now of course you may think that the whole bit, that this whole thing is a waste of time, and well, yeah, kinda, but so we just stick that there. So yeah, just enough to keep it together. That's all you need. My glue gun may not have been on long enough. But that's fine. In each of these cases, it's just a little bit of foam you need, so sort of work your way over like this. I mean, yes, it'll never look perfect, but I mean, I'm not here for perfection and never was, so it doesn't matter. And don't forget, mistakes are still just an opportunity to learn. And if anyone asks, it was intentional. It's fine. It's just battle damage. Admittedly, if I wasn't making a random cat girl who would never have been in battle, that would be a better excuse, but and yeah, I know if I'd have planned this properly, I'd have turned the heating off so you wouldn't have the boiler in the background. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go turn that off. Yeah, I always forget something. No, that should be the last of the noise for a few minutes. Okay, like, it'll stop in a minute, basically. Just about there. Okay, a little bit thicker than that. Will you do? Yes, you will. Okay, yeah. Now what I'm doing there is just lining it up on the edge and then doing a cut to the right shape. I do it against the edge that I'm cutting to. Okay, so you've cut it to an edge and then stick it in. Give it a little bit to dry. Like that. Then once that's sealed, we can move on to the next one. Okay, and across the top, then a little bit too little, so a bit more into the corner. And there. Now with most things involving hot glue, this just takes loads of patience. I think I should put a ring around the bottom there as well, just to cover up the fact that it's hideous. Again, when making things, it's the way you can fix the mistakes, not the mistakes that are important. And yeah, if I had computer designed this, it probably would have come out better, and, you know, it looked brilliant, you know, all the rest of that, but it sort of loses all its personality that way. When you've had these little finishing bits, you just have something. Well, to be fair, you might as well just buy something if you're not going to have personality to it. I'm sure there's a lot of people who disagree, but it's like, yeah, for me, it's part of making a project my own, is that it looks like something I made. If we're not, that means it turns out to look like trash. I'm happy with that. Be clear, nothing I've ever made came out looking like trash. Even the first thing I ever made, it came out pretty good. And switch. In it goes. I mean, after a while, you can just sort of guess where it all needs to go. Yep, it fits. Just cut one of these a little bit more straight than it was originally. that's just getting stuck around there at the top. I know it doesn't make much difference, but that little difference really makes... Yes, that little difference really makes a big difference to appearances. I'm just butting it up because there's no tension on it. What I'm doing here is just replicating the look of it being welded. Because, I mean, you can barely see it, but the way the glue's gone on. Hey, Lion. Hey, you mocking my, like, nearly 8-year-old glue gun? Oh. What's up? How are you doing today, Lion? Oh. Okay. Ooh. Moment, you work on a Sunday? I mean, you're from what? This hammer belongs to my VTuber. It is the Ban hammer. You work every day? Okay, look. Drink water and take a break. Okay? Oh, okay, yeah, that's... Fair enough, you actually have to do maintenance on those places. Okay, good, because I also have water in hand. Oh. Okay, yeah. 4-hour days don't sound that bad. I was sort of more imagining like my old work where you had to do 8 hours and it was awful. So this thing needs a lot of cleaning off. Basically the spider web's all over it now. Ah. Thank you. Technically I currently work for me. Yes. Yeah. Is it going to be pink? Yes, it is. I mean, to be fair, it's wielded by the cat girl in the corner, so definitely pink. I mean, to be fair, the squeaky bit's pink. The rest is going to be metal because, I mean, bonk. I don't actually have anything for metallic pink, but it's definitely going to be very shiny pink when it's done. I hope. I've yet to try metallic pink spray paint, but what I tend to do is an undercoat of silver and then a really thin coat of pink over it, which then it just shines through from underneath. And if that doesn't work, I can repaint it. We are not pulling things down off the wall again. I discovered it doing my first set of power, or my second set of power armor, where the entire thing was green painted but undercoated with silver, and the light just shines straight through it, and I was like, I mean, that's not what it's supposed to look like, but that's a cool effect, and I want it. Come on, spiderwebs, get off. You lot can go on the floor for sorting. But yeah. Okay, enjoy your lurking around. Yes, eating is important. Get on that. Right, now to paint this entire thing silver. I'm hand painting with acrylic paint, so I don't need one. If I was painting with proper paint, with spray paint, I would be out in the spray booth. Also, as Lion says, you should wear a mask while using paints like that. And I have a load of them, like next to me. But yeah, I've never needed it for brush painting. I don't think you're supposed to. Okay, that brush should do. But yeah. This one's just plain acrylic. It shouldn't need it. There's definitely no health warnings on it saying that you should need it. And yes, pasta. Enjoy your pasta. Also, when I use the airbrush, I also use a mask as well. Come on. Fine. Yeah. Come on. Turn without cutting me, please. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, when I first started, I did not wear a mask because I didn't know you needed one. There's a lot of stuff that you should be wearing masks for while doing cosplay, and just nobody tells you. You know, until eventually you get sick, and then it's just like, oh, why am I so sick today? first of all, let's finish off this handle like I should have years ago. When I originally did it as a gun barrel, I painted it once, like one paint coat, because that was enough. Oh yeah, because this handle used to be a minigun barrel. Well, it's better than it was. Ah! Don't touch the wet paint. I mean, it's rule 1 of painting, don't touch the wet paint. Okay, I checked the bottle, just in case, because I've never really thought of it before, but the bottle literally just says, this paint is popular with artists. Unlike the 15 pages of instructions that come with spray cans. But yeah, like when I first started this, I spray painted without a mask. That's stupid, don't do it. And part 2, spray painted inside the house. So I'd like empty an entire spray can, or in some case free, like in one go, inside. And let's say the room was not well ventilated, and the only place it did vent was into the rest of the house. So there was quite a bit of, you know, getting sick. Which is why now, if it involves spraying, I basically bought a shed and set it up for spray painting, specifically for that reason. But yeah, I think everyone who does a hobby that actually involves dangerous stuff has the occasional horror story about, you know, just not knowing what you need to do to be safe. You know, I really like this design because it means I can just paint it on a work surface and it doesn't matter because there's such little surface contact. Stop touching the wet paint. Someday I'll learn. Someday I will come out of one of these, but not covered in paint. Stop touching the wet paint. I mean, ultimately, I'm not entirely sure how long this whole painting thing is going to take. Usually about a half hour, so... Ultimately, it depends if it's dry by the end or not, whether or not I can start the pink. And yeah, I do put a lot on, but you know, I have a lot of hammered paint here. Ooh, I found a bit that's not stuck properly. Shh. Don't tell anyone, because they won't notice. Unless you literally tell them. Nobody notices little mistakes. Unless they're trying to find little mistakes, then... Like, well, it's cosplay, come on. I'm here for fun, not to prove I'm better than everyone. Oh, it's already looking more menacing. And so once I've done this, I have to redo the shaft in Thing again, or in Silver again. Also, we haven't... give me a sec. Right. I haven't done the Grand Old PP discussion again this session. I do it regularly enough. But... yeah. Because of the popularity of cloth masks, I should really address the fact that they are not suitable for painting. At all. Because when you're painting, you're dealing with fine dry particulate. If you're with powder, if you're with spray, you're dealing with so much of it that it's just not going to work. And if you're dealing with aerosol cans, you've got to deal with the propellant itself, which is the toxic component. So you have to get a proper one. Yeah. Yes, as Lion says, like a fiberglassing mask. I have... well, I buy ones from basically DIY shops, but... yes. Definitely nobody wants fiberglass in their lungs. That's... well, that's a level of nightmare you don't want. But yeah, like the mask that I use for this would actually be up to that task as well. But yeah, even for spray painting, even like an N95 or N97 isn't good enough for that because it doesn't stop chemicals. And of course, don't forget to read the instructions. When it says a well-ventilated area, that is also important. Most leaks, if it's not a well-ventilated area, you actually need an oxygen supply. And those masks cost an absolute fortune. And of course my usual warnings of working with foam, because if you don't have good ventilation with this stuff and you overheat it, well, you get carbon monoxide and die. I'm always so twitchy about that one because it nearly got me. So I just want to make sure everyone knows about it. Okay, Lion, thanks for coming. Hopefully you help your sister out. And have a nice day. Yes, autocorrect is. Yeah. Autocorrect is quite unpleasant. And flip. Now ultimately these solvering on these bits don't matter as much because it's just to apply a reflective backing to make the bit more shiny. I gotta say, this looks like it would hurt if you hit someone with it. I mean, it wouldn't, but... Okay. And yeah, I'm not painting, well, I'm going to paint those, but I'm going to do a darker colour in here, or in the dips, so it breaks up the shape a bit more. But let's go get some... Okay, it's either going to be darker or lighter, I'm not 100% sure. Let's go get my bottles of grey, shall we? Ooh, this is a very liquidy grey. Okay, a little bit thinner than that one. There you go, that one will do. I have a lot of these paintbrush. Well, I have a lot of these things in general because I do this work too much, but... Right, so we're not going to chuck the silver yet because we're not done with it. And of course we have the other tub. That tiny little bit should be enough to do these. Stop touching the wet paint. Was that a significant enough difference to be worthwhile? I mean, I can't see it, so we know the solution to that. Make it worse. That is too much. Is it? Okay, that looks better. There you go. Now you can clearly see this difference. again, it just makes it look a tiny bit better for next to no effort, so I don't see why I wouldn't do it. Now, again, I can already tell you what to do to improve this because I've been making mistakes left, right and centre. But I'm okay with them because they're not intentional, but they're also not significant. You see, a significant mistake would be like, oh, I put something on backwards. Whereas the types of thing I'm doing here is like, oh yeah, I'm getting some paint in areas this shouldn't be because I'm painting too quick. It's just like, can you really paint too quick? It's like, yeah, so I'm making little bits of mass, and it's not that awful. But yeah, it just looks more like a proper handle. Despite the fact that all I've done is put a little ring of lighter paint in. It does look so much better. At least so much more the parts. So let's get this silver paint on. I've got to be more careful with the grip now because even the bits that were safe before are now wet. If anyone asks, it's brushed. It's brushed steel. Because stainless has a little bit more yellow in it than this. This is closer to aluminium finish, just shinier. Okay, if it needs another coat, it needs another coat, but I'm not taking out any more silver right now. I think we're done. So as you can see, the centre's a little bit brighter, but that's kind of the point. Ew, I'm covered in paint again. It's okay. Once I'm done with these, right. Do I thin it down slightly? Not. How thin is this paint to start with? Yeah. Ugh. Wow, that smells bad. Okay, so that is very pink, to put it mildly. Yeah, it's too thin at the moment. The silver's coming off. Let's see if we can work with this. I mean, worst case scenario is I come back and do it again. Yeah, I'm not getting the tops as effectively as I'd want, but well, it's going on pretty well. I mean, it's going to have another layer of pink over the top for definite, because this is not enough. Just a little more. Yeah, and start off over here. Let's get some more this way. Like I said, it's the first time I've used this paint and it has smelt like it's a sorry, in a farming store. But to be fair, I've also had a lot of activity outside the house, so it could just be someone out there unloading a lot of feed or something. Just make sure we get the rest of it. Okay, and a little bit more pink. It may well just be that paint's gone off. I know, the smell's gone and it's... the smell's gone, the paint's still here, so it may well have just been something outside. I mean, this room isn't intentionally ventilated, it's just the door's rubbish. Yeah, this pink needs another coat afterwards. Okay, so unfortunately, this is the last bit of paint that I can actually do today because we don't have drying time. So I'm just going to recoat the handle, or the lighter grey bits. then I can't really do the other layer of pink that I'm going to do today. So I'm going to have to finish once I'm done with this. Then, unfortunately, this project doesn't have enough work left on it to justify doing another stream of it. But I'll be posting pictures after I've painted it finally. But hopefully next week's craft, I mean, I'm not stopping crafting, but I've got plans for next week. And I'm going to be starting a project right from the beginning. So if you want to see everything, I'm going to be taking I'm going to be getting reference pictures showing you how I do it. Then turning those reference pictures into actual plans that I'm capable of using. So, if you're interested in seeing the whole process of making a cosplay from scratch, I'm starting again next time. So, I know this has been a shorter stream, but the last time I did a painting one, this happened then as well. So, to everyone here, and those who have left, thanks for coming. I hope you have a good day, or if projects you're doing go well. If you're not doing a project, just have a good day. Don't forget, drink water, have some food, look after yourself, and hopefully see you next time. Okay. Bye. Oh, hands on screen when I wave. Bye. Yeah.